Welcome, Goat and Fish, to the congregation of Goat vs. Fish for Morning Motivational number 60. We see Lord Saturn is here. Stay Lifted Productions is here. I Can Fix Amber Heard is here. It's Sunshine is playing Musications. This versus Goat vs. Fish is going to be looking at some user-submitted content of Goat vs. Fish. You can see the link to the Discord in the congregation. You will see a new Discord channel within Goat vs. Fish called User Submission. Submit to Goat vs. Fish. Submit to Goat vs. Fish. So if you have an Instagram post or a photo or anything, a piece of news that you want Goat vs. Fish to cover, as long as it is not in violation of the terms of verses, Goat vs. Fish will consider to look at it. So consider submitting any verses you want Goat vs. Fish to cover. Don't go submitting a whole bunch of fences to Goat vs. Fish. Give us some goat, give us some fish. Give us something of your own creation. This is a place to make a contribution to Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish already has some user-submitted verses to cover this morning motivational, so do not despair. But if you wish, it is there. If you wish, it is there. Chester Cobberpot, welcome to Goat vs. Fish. Lysergic Freak Fish, welcome to Goat vs. Fish. The Goat vs. Fish Morning Motivational is brought to you by the congregation of Goat vs. Fish. Are you goat or fish? Here's Sunshine. Here's Sunshine with your morning musications.
Celebration. Appreciation to you. Lord Saturn, much appreciation to you too. Hello, Lysergic Freak Fish. I don't know if I miss Hi-Fi Protege or whether I miss Hi-Fi Protege being a goat since he switched to fish. I think he switched to fish to spite me.
As long as we are enjoying these light morning musications of Goat vs. Fish. Let's say celebration. The one true verse is, welcome back to Goat vs. Fish. Welcome back to Goat vs. Fish. Celebration for Goat. We know many of you are Goat here. Many of you are Goat. And we appreciation and value the Goat. We value the Goat. The glorious mighty Goat. And so too do we welcome the fish. Celebration for fish. So too do we welcome the fish, and sometimes in the congregation, sometimes there's even a few fence sitters. But the verses continue on. We're going to treat you to some sunshine relaxation this verses. As we clear the board, and get ready for the next celebration of Goat versus Fish. Yester verses, it was the Goat who did triumph over the fish. But what's going to happen this verses? On Goat versus Fish? Tell someone you know about Goat versus Fish. Get them to join the congregation. Let's find out who's Goat and who's Fish. Goat vs. Fish reminds you that there's a link to the link tree pinned to the Twitch chat. And that link contains a link to the Discord of Goat vs. Fish. And that Discord now contains a new section called User Submission. Yes, of course, it's all a submission to Goat vs. Fish. You all submit to Goat vs. Fish with each and every chat that you make in the congregation of Goat vs. Fish. But we want there be one place where all of you can say, hey, Goat vs. Fish, look at this. Hey, Goat vs. Fish, react to that. And now, with so many morning motivations, Goat vs. Fish wants you to know that your contribution to the congregation, that we may just look at it. Of course, we fully expectation that there will be some fence sitters out there who put fancy things in there just to try to get the goat or get the fish of Goat vs. Fish. But we know that on the whole, Goat vs. Fish has together with you created a trusting and mutually uplifting congregation that's going to submit only the peak and finest verses to the user submission of Goat vs. Fish. After all, it's merely Goat vs. Fish on the interwebiverse. What could possibly go fence with user-submitted content on Goat vs. Fish? Like what, says I Can Fix Amber Heard? Like, it could be an Instagram post about a goat or a fish. Or perhaps you have yourself created a drawing or an illustration of Goat vs. Fish. Or perhaps you have taken a picture of a goat or a fish that you saw out there when you were out and about. It can be anything that you want Goat vs. Fish to react to. But try to keep it Goat vs. Fish. Try to keep it something that would pertain to Goat vs. Fish. It can even be a picture of a fence that you want Goat vs. Fish to roundly denounce or some such verses. But it should be something that is relation to Goat vs. Fish. Or something that you want the commentary from Goat vs. Fish. We'll see what we can do. There's a big universe out there. And Goat vs. Fish should be able to react to all of it. But of course, Goat vs. Fish reserves the verses to completely ignore anything you say to Goat vs. Fish. It is a submission to Goat vs. Fish for the consideration of Goat vs. Fish. Many ask, like what? Like what? Like what? Use your imagination, goat and fish. Use your puny imaginations, you little fence-sitters who can only imagine what could be submitted to Goat vs. Fish with the direction of Goat vs. Fish. You've seen the kind of verses that Goat vs. Fish has done on the morning motivational, you in the congregation. So consider. But Goat vs. Fish will always appreciate something of your own creation. A picture that you took, a drawing you made, a song that you recorded. Verses of this nature. But we will also consider newsworthy verses of Goat vs. Fish. Wow, Mom is goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. Wow, Mom. Celebration for goat. No, I meant what possibly do you think Fence would do? Celebration for Chester Copperpot goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. We think that the fence sitter would ask us questions just like that in order to maintain as much of the attention as Goat vs. Fish as they could, because we know the fence sitter just thrives off the attention of Goat vs. Fish. That's what we think. That's what we think would happen. That's about what we think would happen on Goat vs. Fish. Celebration. Here we have the board of Goat vs. Fish. We still have these weeds growing in the garden of Goat vs. Fish. We're thinking that Goat vs. Fish is just going to get a giant hedge clipper and just trim this away, trim all of these nasty weeds away that are just growing around all of Goat vs. Fish.
Oh, you mean those unruly fence stickers?
Yeah, is that what they were?
That's what they formerly were, but now they have leaves attached to them and smegma.
Well, we think that they will just have to be trimmed back by Goat vs. Fish. We tried to raise a fortune here in the congregation of Goat vs. Fish to hire a gardener in order to trim it up, but it might just have to be done by Goat vs. Fish. We think it might just have to be done by Goat vs. Fish. Let's clear the verses. What's up, Vanagus? Welcome back to Goat vs. Fish. Chester Cobberpot asks, can we be a goat fish? You can be a goat fish if you choose goat and someone else chooses fish. Or you choose fish and someone else chooses goat, then together you can form the unity of goat fish, but it cannot be done alone unless it is your birthday. And on your birthday, Goat vs. Fish takes pity on the fence sitter. So we suppose the question remains, are you goat or are you fish? Chester Cobberpot. Are you goat or are you fish? Beoden 420 goes fish. Beoden 420 goes fish. Let's get some verses going here. Beoden 420 goes fish. Let us begin with an opening declaration. It's our morning declarations. Get up and stretch about. And with your full throat, clear that verses. Aha! You're going to say a lot of things this verses. You're going to say a lot of things today. So let us start with an affirmation. Let us start with a confirmation. Let us start with an assertion, a declaration of our very identity, of what it is that we choose to be. Because there will be others today who are going to try to tell you what it is that you are. Try to tell you what clothes to wear, try to tell you how to style your hair, tell you when to be and where. But here on Goat vs. Fish, you get to declare, for you and for you alone, let it be shown, let it be known, are you fish or are you goat? It's time for morning declarations. Are you goat or are you fish? Chester Copperpot goes fish. Celebration for fish. Celebration for fish. Celebration for fish. Why do you choose fish, Chester Copperpot? Let's hear the verses. Hammod says fish. Hammod says fish. That's a fish. That's 3 fish in the verses. Celebration for fish. Celebration for fish. It's Mouse Rat goes fish. Celebration for fish. How do you versus the goat? 4 fish in the verses. 4 fish in the verses. Celebration for fish. And Wow Mom declares goat. And Wow Mom declares goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. Wow Mom declares goat and celebration for goat. We've got 1 goat and 4 fish in the verses of Goat versus Fish. Yes, it's Mouse Rat. Yes. Yes for the fish. Yes for fish. And we had Lysergic Freak fish in the verses. With the declaration for fish. With the declaration for fish. Celebration for fish. Celebration for fish. Lord Saturn says, even on my birthday, my alliance is to the goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for Lord Saturn, who even when given the verses to choose goat and fish in the same verses, a rare prize for many, for some dream of being goat and fish in the same verses. Lord Saturn is committed to goat in all celebrations. Celebration. Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. Vaniga says, do you need an ID to verify your birthday? Well, maybe if you're the Fence American government, but if you're Goat versus Fish, then Goat versus Fish will simply trust you. Goat versus Fish.
Ever growing, and soon I will overthrow the world. Very beautiful, very powerful.
The Fish Army is ever growing. The Fish Army is ever growing. The Fish Army is ever growing. As a matter of verses, it's been a while. It's been a while since we've introduced a new goat or fish. So as long as you say the Fish Army is growing, what do you say we grow the Fish Army?
It's been a while since we've heard any sound bits. Celebration for sound bits. Summer sausage.
It's true, but that was Beoden 420 with the Fish Army.
Oh, sorry, Beoden 420. Much appreciation to you. I'm sorry, Beoden 420. Please accept my humble fish apologies. It's been so long since anyone has played a sound alert. We appreciate you. Thank you, bro. It's cool, bro.
Time to grow the Fish Army. Time to grow the Fish Army. Usually we reserve this for when we get 5 gifted subs or something like that, but we just feel like growing the Fish Army this versus. We've got a beautiful one to join the Fish Army. Who's ready for another fish? Who's ready for another fish? Celebration more fish, celebration more fish, celebration more fish! Celebration more fish! The fish army is ever growing. The fish army is ever growing. Celebration more fish! And this fish is thinking about something. This fish is thinking about something. This fish is thinking about. Peppers. This fish is thinking about peppers. Celebration for pepper thinking fish. It's pepper thinking fish versus mountain goat. And what's that mountain goat thinking about? What's that mountain goat thinking about? Why that mountain goat's thinking about? Watermelon! A slice of watermelon with the very waters of the fish. It's a hot pepper versus a cool, refreshing watermelon on Goat versus Fish. Glorious celebrations, glorious celebrations, glorious celebrations! So that's 100 for fish. That's 100 for fish. That's 100 for fish. That's 100 for fish. Bared in 420 with the 100 for the fish. With the 100 for fish. Bared in 420 with 100 for fish. Celebration. It's a hot versus indeed. It's a hot versus indeed. Lord Saturn the Goat. Vanagus, are you goat or are you fish? Are you goat or are you fish? I can fix Amber Heard. Claims to be fence, claims to be fence. I can fix Amber Heard is on the fence, is on the fence. Over here, over here. No need to zoom in on that. It seems pretty clear. It seems pretty clear from over here. And yes, this is just... This is just getting to be too much. This is just getting to be too much. It's growing out of control. It's growing out of control. What once was a beautifully maintained fence. Oh, we invested so much in this garden. Oh, but the garden needs maintenance. The garden needs maintenance. Oh no, it's just growing. It's just growing everywhere and out of control now. Oh, my verses. Oh, my verses. We've got Penny Stidor with the fish. Penny Stidor with the fish. Celebration more fish. Celebration more fish. Celebration more fish. Celebration more fish. And of course we have Weed Pipe. Our VIP Weed Pipe in the studio of Goat versus Fish. Celebration for Weed Pipe. Celebration for Weed Pipe. Sponsored by I Can Fix Amber Heard. Weed Pipe, we think this might be the final day, Weed Pipe. This might be the final day of your display. It's been a great run, Weed Pipe. It's been a great run. There's been a lot of fun. We have this glorious visage created by Hi-Fi Protege about your Weed Pipe fish. Celebration for Weed Pipe fish. Weed Pipe is in the verses, and celebration for fish, and celebration for fish. A mighty display of Weed Pipe the fish. A mighty display of Weed Pipe the fish. Prism Bloom says celebration more fish. Prism Bloom says celebration more fish. And Sunshine's all warmed up. Sunshine's all warmed up. Getting into that heavy stuff. Getting into that heavy stuff. Celebration more fish. Celebration more Prism Bloom the fish. And Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish is curious. Where are those mighty YouTube viewers of Goat vs. Fish? For whatever verses, they seem absent on Goat vs. Fish, but that's okay. We've got plenty of you today in the congregation of Goat vs. Fish. Now, last verses, Goat vs. Fish neglected to give our proper appreciation to the patrons of Goat vs. Fish, so we're going to do it now. Appreciation to the Patreon patrons of Goat vs. Fish. Generous donors at patreon.com/GoatVsFish. Ben Birdperson, The Quaxinator, Jimmy Wrench, Mama Joe Vrama Joe, Standard Average, Tuger Ruger, Hogrim, Eldergrown, Uberkitten, Patty Stador, Eventually Gold, Prism Bloom, Lord Saturn, Psychic Buckeye 12, and Drew. The Elite Humble Congregation, which indeed includes Lord Saturn, Karmic, Prue Lawrence, Atro, Sourdough, Watts 9807, That One Bulk Guy, Napoleon Doom, and the Unification Congregation, whose sole member is I Can Fix Amber Heard. Appreciation to the Patreons of Goat vs. Fish, who help keep this congregation going. Appreciation. Psycho Grandma 6 is here. Hi, welcome to Goat vs. Fish. Welcome to the congregation. If you wish to become a Patreon patron of Goat vs. Fish, join here. Join here. Some of you are subscribers to Goat vs. Fish on Twitch, but remember, Twitch takes half, 50% of your verse American dollars that would go to Goat vs. Fish. So if you wish to support more directly Goat vs. Fish, consider joining the Patreon of Goat vs. Fish or become a free member. It's time for some musications. It's time for some musications. But as we have said, Goat vs. Fish is going to look at some user-submitted verses. So if you wish, click on the link for the Discord. You can find it in the link tree of Goat vs. Fish. Pinned to the chat on Twitch of Goat vs. Fish is a link to the link tree. The link tree takes you to the Discord. The link tree takes you to the Discord. Because MTTV says fish. Or if you're already in the Discord of Goat vs. Fish, we think that Psychic Buckeye 12 encouraged us to put on some new security measures. So perhaps if some of you are having fencenological difficulties, because MTTV fish, then please instruct Goat vs. Fish. Please instruct Goat vs. Fish. Should I Can Fix Amber Heard be VIP again? That is up to you. That is up to you. The VIP chair is going to be open soon. If I Can Fix Amber Heard wants to be VIP again, then you know what you can do. Then you know what you can do. You know what you can do. You know what you can do. It is up to you. It is up to you. It is up to you, I Can Fix Amber Heard. Goat vs. Fish. If you wish to be a VIP in Goat vs. Fish, we cannot stop you. We cannot stop you. We cannot stop you. Let's do some morning celebrations. Let's do some morning celebrations, Goat and Fish. We neglected our morning celebrations yesterday verses. So let's do some morning celebrations. Let's do some morning celebrations. Get ready now. Get ready now. Rise off your seats. Rise off your seats. Fish, get ready to blub. Goat, get ready to bleat. And let's do some morning celebrations. Let's do some morning celebrations. Oh, yes. You start by just moving about any way you wish. DJ Mysterium says fish, fish, and me wanted a fish. Fish, fish, and me wanted the fish. Me want that 1 pound fish, me want that 1 pound fish. It's another DJ in Goat vs. Fish, DJ Mysterium. You want the fish? Your fish has been added to Goat vs. Fish. Welcome to Goat vs. Fish in celebration for your declaration of fish. Petty Isidore is going outside to do that dance in the company parking lot, lol. Yes, celebration. And we've got Dreamy Fox 49 who says, fi, 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 fi. Let's get one more fi. Let's get one more fi. Fi, fi. The fish army is ever growing. The fish army is ever growing. Celebration for fish, and welcome to Goat vs. Fish. It seems that Goat vs. Fish has entered your stream of recommendations, and the new users are just flowing to Goat vs. Fish. Welcome to the morning motivationals of Goat vs. Fish every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We are Goat vs. Fish, the Goatfish, the Unity, and Goat vs. Fish, and the Unity of Goatfish. And here with Goat vs. Fish, as always, it's Sunshine.
Hello.
Sunshine is providing you with real tunes, real musications, every fresh verses of Goat vs. Fish.
Hi.
Absolute fish celebration, Dreamy Fox. And every verses on Goat vs. Fish, we count those of you in the congregation who declare goat. We count those of you who declare fish. We count your bits, we count your tips, we count your subscriptions, we count the polls, and we do musications, and we do morning celebrations. So drop a follow to Goat vs. Fish. Celebration DJ Mysterium who follows Goat vs. Fish. Celebration for fish, celebration for DJ Mystery Fish. Celebration for DJ Mystery Fish. Celebrate for Dreamy Fox 49. Suddenly, fish appearing out of everywhere. Flying fish do versus the goat. Fish, woo, woo, fish, woo, fish. And we've got Chester Copperbot with 3 bits for fish, That's 1, 2, 3 bits for fish. 103 is the score for fish. Can any goat match 103 bits for fish? Keep on rocking in a fish world. And you have joined us for some morning celebrations, and guess what, new viewers of Goat vs. Fish? If you want something special from Goat vs. Fish, let's say you want some stickers of Goat vs. Fish. Let's say you want some amazing art of Goat vs. Fish. You want stickers of Goat vs. Fish. You want stickers of Goat vs. Fish. You want decals of Goat vs. Fish. You want all kinds of celebrations of Goat vs. Fish. If you become a subscriber now to Goat vs. Fish, or you are gifted a subscription to Goat vs. Fish, then you too can receive an ounce of stickers from Goat vs. Fish. We will collect your mailing address with your permission, of course, and Goat vs. Fish will send you, those of you who become new subscribers to Goat vs. Fish, an ounce of stickers to Goat vs. Fish. And Prism Bloom with 420 bits. Celebration 420, yes! 420! Yeah, 420 bits! It's a high fish, It's a high fish from Prism Bloom, it's a high fish. That makes 523, 523 is the score for fish, 523 is the score for fish. 523 is the score for fish, and fish are running away with the verses, swimming away with the verses of Goat vs. Fish. Paired in 420 is getting higher and higher and higher, and that reminds Goat vs. Fish. Hey, Sunshine, what are we doing this Wednesday?
We are doing a morning motivational.
Celebration, we're doing a morning motivational on Wednesday, and then what happens later that verse is?
We're doing the CFO verses after.
Goat versus Fish and Sunshine are going to see Afro Man. We're going to see Afro Man on Wednesday in Los Angeles, and we might even get a few pictures with Goat versus Fish to show you the evidence. Oh yes, Afro Man versus Goat versus Fish. Will Afro Man choose the goat? Will Afro Man choose the fish? We'll just have to find out. Perhaps Afro Man is a bit too high on the fence. We'll just have to see. Dizzy Be Busy goes goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for Dizzy Be Busy goat. Celebration for Dizzy Be Busy goat. Celebration for Dizzy Be Busy goat. Will thee bestow thy greatness at TwitchCon? When is TwitchCon going on? When is TwitchCon going on? Goat and Fish, it's time. The fish joined the verses. Our new fish joined the verses, and we welcome the fish. But it is still time for our morning celebrations. It's still time for our morning November, you say? Perhaps Goat versus Fish will go to TwitchCon. Perhaps Goat versus Fish will go to TwitchCon. We'll see what's going on. We'll see what's going on about going to TwitchCon. It's time for our morning celebrations. We move about. We move about, yeah. Roll your head around. Heads are rolling. This verse is of Goat versus Fish. Yes, Goat versus Fish is endless. Endless. So we must keep ourselves limber and strong.
Twitch Versus is in November?
TwitchCon is in November. Perhaps it is.
But that's when GTA 6 comes out.
That's when GTA 6. We thought GTA 6 came out last November.
Oh no, it's coming out this November, allegedly.
Oh, we thought maybe it came out the November before that.
How did we do TwitchCon and GTA 6 at the same time?
At the same verses?
Yeah.
Perhaps Goat versus Fish can unify GTA 6 and TwitchCon into one mighty celebration. Goat and Fish, raise your fins above your heads. Ugh. Remember, it's for your own health. Put your hooves shoulder width apart. And together, down we go, and then we rise again like a fence sitter who turned wise, rising off of the fence to choose goat or fish. Celebration! That's one. Celebration, that's two. Celebration, that's three. You got this. Celebration, that's four. Let's do one more. Celebration, that's five. Goat versus Fish is feeling very alive. You know, Goat versus Fish has pondered. Goat versus Fish has done these morning celebrations on nearly every Goat versus Fish morning motivational stream. And all of those verses add up. They limber Goat versus Fish. Let Goat versus Fish give an appreciation to you, the congregation, for motivating Goat versus Fish to do our morning celebrations, Lucid nap goat. John Ray, are you goat or are you fish? John Ray, appreciation for fish. We've got Lucid Nap Goat. Lucid Nap the artistic goat. And we've got John Ray the fish. Celebration for fish. We've got 5 more morning celebrations. 5 more morning celebrations. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Celebration. That's 6. Kazam TTV says, goat in shambles. Goat in shambles. Celebration 7, Celebration 7. Celebration 8, Celebration 8. Celebration 9, Celebration 9. And Celebration 10, Celebration 10, Celebration, and the 1 bonus verses. Ah, yes, that's the bonus verses. Goat is getting mogged today, huh? Asks Astronomus. It would seem so.
Only if you're fish maxing.
Only if you're fish maxing. Oh, it seems we're maxing out on fish now. We've got 5s, 10s, 12 fish, 11 fish with Sunshine. Because Sunshine, you're versing for fish, as you can hear readily. Let's get that sunfish in there.
I'm fish.
Fish have 523 bits. Goat have none. There are no new subscriptions yet on Goat vs. Fish, but the versus has just begun. Goat and fish. Goat and fish. Here is Sunshine Sunfish. Here's Sunshine Sunfish in the verses. Sunshine is providing all of these glorious musications. A wonderful member of the congregation of Goat vs. Fish. You want to talk about user submissions to Goat vs. Fish? Sunshine has been submitting their musications to the Morning Motivation every verses for tens of morning motivationals now. So why don't you drop a follow for It's Sunshine on Twitch and offer your support.
Follow me.
And Mr. Quacksard is in the congregation. Welcome, Mr. Quacksard. Are you goat or are you fish? Lord Saturn just bought a Goat vs. Fish from the merch store. Celebration, celebration! Celebration for the merch's purchases of Goat vs. Fish. And Goat vs. Fish doesn't even have to spend any verses mailing it out to you ourselves. You just receive it. Oh, the glory of Goat vs. Fish. Oh, the glory of Goat vs. Fish. You too can order shirts of Goat vs. Fish from the Fourth Wall store of Goat vs. Fish, which has been linked in the verses. And Mr. Quacksard, are you goat or are you fish? Welcome. Welcome from Deep Fat Fried. Welcome from the Deep Fat Fried congregation. And Paul's ego.
Thank you for the pork, Prism Bloom.
So you have made a purchase. You have made a purchase of the shirts of Goat vs. Fish from GoatVsFish.com/store. Goat vs. Fish. We're going to go to the dashboard now. We're going to go to the dashboard now. We're going to sign in with Twitch. We're going to sign in with Twitch. We're going to sign in with Twitch. And oh my verses. Oh my verses. We think we see the evidence.
Uh-oh.
Oh. There's something fence? Something going fence?
I thought you said something happened. That's why I out-awed. I don't out-aw unless something happened.
Oh, so something did happen, and that's that Lord Saturn purchased a shirt of Goat vs. Fish. Lord Saturn purchased a shirt of Goat vs. Fish. Lord Saturn purchased a shirt of Goat vs. Fish. Lord Saturn purchased a shirt of Goat vs. Fish for 25 versus American dollars. So you know what that means? You know what that means? Oh, don't mind that. Don't mind that. Don't worry, no critical information was shared. Goat and Fish, 25 versus American dollars, 25 versus American dollars for Goat. You thought that Goat was being mogged by Fish. but with a 25 versus American dollar shirt being purchased.
Ooh, there's one more versus for the GOAT.
2,500. 2,500 for GOAT. GOAT has purchased a shirt. GOAT has purchased a shirt. Who says I'll wear it when I fill in for this one super cool band in Asia in a few months. Celebration. That's what we like to see, spreading the verses of Goat versus Fish. You show all of Asia, Goat versus Fish. You show all of Asia, Goat versus Fish. DG Mysterium, Fish, Fish, Fish. Prism Bloom says, today I found out the verses of California bees, frogs, and snails are legally classified as fish. This is true. Goat versus Fish covered that verses in the news many, many verses ago.
So if Amber Heard is a snail on the board, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
Does it mean that Amber Heard is still fence? Or does it mean that Amber Heard was fish the whole time?
Oh, my verses. Well, it is Los Angeles. It is Los Angeles, California. Bees, frogs, and snail are legally classified as fish, says Prism Bloom. This is an interesting verses. I can fix Amber Heard. This is an interesting verses. This is an interesting verses. Talk about a user submission. Talk about a user submission. Talk about a user submission. Snails, fish, California. We don't know that I Can Fix Amber Heard is in California, however.
Ooh, stay out of California, otherwise you become fish.
Snails classified as fish. Snailfish. It keeps just giving us snailfish.
Snailfish.
There is the snailfish, too. We know that there's a lot of verses. Restricted species permit. You see, we have this here. This is the verses to which we are referring. California ruling that bees are fish in sea change for environmental law. Yes. And this was submitted in 2023, the ruling that bees are fish, indeed. Sometimes in the eyes of the law, words take on meanings different from their colloquial uses. Goat versus fish, goat versus fish, goat versus fish, goat versus fish. In June of this year, the court agreed and social media exploded. Goat versus fish, goat versus fish, goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. On its face, the outcome seems odd. How can a bee be a fish? But the court's opinion, Almond Alliance versus Fish Game and Game Commission. The Almond Alliance must be goat. The Amish Almond Alliance must be goat because they are versing the Fish and Game Commission, which is fish, and if it's a true versus, then it must be goat versus fish. Was grounded in the text of the California Endangered Species Act, which protects native species or subspecies of a bird, mammal, fish, amphibian, reptile, or plant. None of these categories might seem like an obvious place for bees, butterflies, or other insects. Other insects? Is this where we are referring to snails? Snail? Goat versus fish cannot find a direct mention of snail, but we do have the California Fish and Game Code includes an expansive definition of fish, a wild fish, mollusk, crustacean, invertebrate, or amphibian. Because bumblebees, like all insects, are invertebrates, the court concluded that they could be protected under the California Endangered Species Act. Well, one thing we know about fence sitters, they apparently lack the spine to choose goat or fish. Now, some fish don't have spine, but they don't lack a spine to choose goat or fish because they do choose fish. But there are definitely some fence sitters out there who lack the spine to choose goat or fish. Hammod's quotation, my dog stepped on a bee. From what I understand, says Prism Bloom, it's only a one specific snail and only in California. Wait a minute, says Hammonds. I support the intent here, but is this a manipulation of the legal verses? Well, here's something you simply have to understand. It's all a manipulation. It's all a conversation. That is why Goat versus Fish likes to cut through the legal jargon and just talk about goat and fish and the verses of Goat versus Fish. But some will say, some will say, accused the goat. You're manipulating the law in order to get protections from fish, in order to get protection from fish. And the fish will say, oh no, it's not a manipulation. We're actually following the very letter of the law. It's precisely what it says, and we're just doing as the law decrees. Oh, don't blame me. Oh, don't blame me. This is our fish-tutional interpretation. We're just interpreting the obvious intent of those who made what it is that was written. No, it's not true. It's not true. You're not looking at the original intent of the author. You're clearly just making it up for yourself as you go along in order to serve your own interests. Oh, wait, what's that? Oh, wait, is that a law that I want to interpret to make something an advantage for Goat? Hey, wait, you can't do that. You're clearly just interpreting it for your own interest. No, we're doing it by the letter of the law. No, it's obviously the author's original intent. As long as you're arguing in court, I want to take my very, very large legal fee. I do wear a suit around here, and I do occasionally give legal advice to GoatVsFish. Oh, I'm usually about that money. I am stonks, but until GoatVsFish gets some other kind of representation, I also handle the law around here. So, as long as you Goat and Fish keep arguing in court, I'll just, win or lose, I'll take my percentage, and... remember, justice, it pays, justice, it always pays, and crime doesn't pay unless you're paying the defendant and you lose the case, and then the defendant's lawyer has to be paid. So let's get paid! Let's get paid. An appreciation for paying GoatVsFish. $2,500 for a shirt. Purchase of GoatVsFish. Prism Bloom with 2 months of GoatVsFish. Prism Bloom with 2 months of GoatVsFish. Celebration. Prism Bloom with 2 months of GoatVsFish celebration. Say Sunshine, do you have those Prism Bloom arts on your phone? Do you have them accessible that you could send them either in the Discord of GoatVsFish or otherwise put them on the computer of GoatVsFish so we could show them off to the congregation?
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Yes. How will you make your submission to GoatVsFish? Oh, you're in the Discord of GoatVsFish.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can go into the user submission section of the Discord of GoatVsFish, and you can make a user submission. You can make a user submission.
Should I send you the one that I've planned for your verses?
The one you have planned for our verse. You have one planned for GoatVsFish? By all verses.
Oh, yeah, I have one for the GoatVsFish stream. The GoatVsFish emote center.
Oh, well, that sounds ever so glorious. Okay, yeah. That sounds great.
As an appreciation. That sounds like a fine verses. Why don't you submit it here? You see here? We have Spread the Verses. It's under Spread the Verses. There's a new section called User Submission here in the Discord of GoatVsFish. Spread your verses, user submission. Yes, you can put that there in GoatVsFish. Sunshine is going to be submitting some Prism Bloom. It's already here. Celebration. That was a quick verses. Sunshine has made the very first user submission to GoatVsFish, and it's a Prism Bloom, and it's a Prism Bloom emote. So let's have a look. Here in the Discord of GoatVsFish. Here we are in the Discord of GoatVsFish. Ooh. And we have created a new verses over here called User Submission. Welcome to User Submission. There's a lot of sections of the Discord of GoatVsFish. We may want to tidy it up, but there we have User Submission. And look what we have. Sunshine has posted a beautiful image of GoatVsFish, a beautiful image of a fish. That's Prism Bloom, all Prism Bloom, and her fantastic emote talents. So this is Prism Bloom with Sunshine Fish with Sunshine the Fish, and not only is it Prism Bloom and Sunshine the Fish, it's also Wow Mom. Wow Mom creation that fish hat. And now the fish hat has become part of the Prism Bloom illustration. So really, this is a multi-versus collaboration all happening here on Goat vs. Fish. That's dope. That's dope indeed. Celebration. Pickle Chonu, welcome to Goat vs. Fish. Pickle Chonu goes Goat. Celebration for Goat. Let's get your Goat. Let's get your Goat in the verses. That art was made by Prism Bloom.
Yes, celebration for Prism Bloom.
Celebration for Prism Bloom. Celebration for Prism Bloom. 2 months. 2 months of Goat vs. Fish. And Prism Bloom is also a member of the Congregation of Goat vs. Fish. Is also a member of the Congregation of Goat vs. Fish. And we have a goat, and we have a goat. We have Pickletoe you going goat. Celebration for Pickle Goat. Celebration for Pickle Goat. A nice, easy, a nice casual morning motivation this verse is. So there we have it, Sunshine, with the very first submission to user submissions on Goat vs. Fish. Brought to you by Prism Bloom. Lord Saturn says, I'll add my song, Goat or Fish. The art is being made as we speak. In the next month or two, it will be out on all streaming platforms. Celebration! Celebration, celebration. And the user submissions are piling in, and the user submissions are piling in now. The user submissions are piling in now. Appreciation celebrating indeed, and Trainwreck is back for 2 streams in a row. Makes a noise for Trainwreck is back. Trainwreck is back. Trainwreck is back. Celebration, celebration, and Ham Mods is in the verses too. And Ham Mods is in the verses too. Pickle Chonu, Pickle Chonu. Trainwreck is in the verses. Trainwreck is in the verses. So we're going to sing another train song, Goat vs. Fish. Did you know that there's a lot of train songs? There's a lot of train songs.
Ooh. I know. How many train songs are there?
There are so many. There are ever so many. Goat vs. Fish. Let's do this versus. Let's do this versus. Goat vs. Fish makes our preparations.
Hey yo, Cabbage Quest. How is your celebrations doing today? Trainwreck redeemed celebration.
Celebration for fish! Did you say something about cabbage?
Ooh, I'm getting some requests already. He's asking whether I can do Snow by Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't know how to play the song, but I can figure out a goofy version.
I changed my name from it's Twitch Slot Cards is now Cabbage Quest.
Those are the first few notes.
And Cabbage Quest is going fish.
I'll get around to it.
What happened to your slot cars? Was it too much of a limitation? Now instead of slot cars you want to race cabbages? Oh, my cabbages!
If you follow It's Sunshine on Twitch, I'll take requests on the weekend on my streams. Pickle, I can't read it.
Pickletoe new.
I'll take your requests on the weekend if that's all right with you.
And there you are.
Yeah.
Goat vs. Fish has linked Sunshine again. And Toy Network says, salutation team, go. Toy Network on YouTube says, salutation for Goat. Salutation for Goat. You're not following you. What's your page? Oh, Pickleton, we have linked it already there in the congregation. Look at what the bot says. We have Sunshine, twitch.tv/itssunshine. Twitch.tv/itssunshine. There's the verses.
I'll tell
and
you
Goat
what.
Morning, Dragon Balls 325. Goat Morning to you.
I'll give you the first 3 notes of Snow, and the rest you'll have to follow me for it. Yeah, there you got it. Those are free verses for you.
It's free. Free Goat vs. Fish. So yes, we're going to do some Trainwreck songs.
And Philip Harry with 32 bits for fish. Philip Harry with 32 bits for fish. Oh, the congregation. We can scarcely get on with the verses. So much support for Goat vs. Fish. Celebration Philip Harry with 32 bits for fish.
Celebration, he followed. I hope you're not trolling me, but I'll take that as a celebration. Celebration for Pickle Snout. Or Pickle's Tonu.
Pickle Tonu.
Pickle Tonu.
And we've got 555 bits now. 555 bits now for fish. 555 bits now for fish. 555 bits now for fish. Celebration. But we have 2,500 for goat. We have 2,500 for goat. Because merch was purchased for goat. Because merch was purchased for goat. Now, Goat vs. Fish wants to remind you all that, oh, my versus Cabbage Quest with 50 more fish. Cabbage Quest with 50 more fish. Cabbage Quest with 50 more fish. Cabbage Quest. Cabbage Quest. Cabbage Quest. Cabbage Quest. Cabbage Quest. Cabbage Quest. Cabbage. Cabbage Quest. Cabbage Quest. Cabbage. Cabbage Quest. Cabbage Quest. Cabbage Quest! Ah! Sunshine, does this cabbage not look like a brain to you?
Oh, that was like the postcard I got.
A postcard?
Yeah.
Cabbage Quest!
Yeah, this postcard I got from Fish. I just bought a head of lettuce. Should I throw it away now or wait 2 weeks like I usually do?
Celebration for 50 bits. We have 50 bits from Trainwreck, Trainwreck Fish, with 50 more for fish.
Celebration. Look at my cabbage.
It's another user submission. Oh no. Let's take a closer look. It's another user submission about cabbages. Sunshine, Soam, what's up?
I just bought a head of lettuce. Should I throw it away now or should I wait for 2 weeks? This is what Fish sent me as a thank you for all my devotion and my services.
And they smile too.
Yeah, they put a smiley face too.
But look, it says Cafe 50's Fish.
Yeah, so the Fish reside in Cafe 50's on Santa Monica Boulevard. But all in all, they showed their appreciation and roasted Hi-Fi Protege at the same time.
Celebration for the 50's cabbages versus.
Yeah.
And we have another 50 from Trainwreck, another 50 bits from Trainwreck for fish. Celebration. And fish are now versing the goat. Fish are now versing that goat. Goat and fish, as we move ahead, we want you to know extension. An extension. So you see, Prism Bloom, here's how we want it to be. We will have to give you more details. We'll have to give you more details at the future verses. But the basic verses here is that we want you, who made that glorious image of sunshine. You see here? These avatars exist. Some of someone else's creation that we have uploaded to be part of Goat vs. Fish, and they're mostly fish, and we celebration the fish. There are a few goat, but it's mostly fish.
So what we want is to do a collaboration with you where we creation goat and fish avatars specifically for Goat vs. Fish, and then we can actually make a Goat vs. Fish pack on-stream avatars. Maybe we could sell a pack of Goat vs. Fish, Goat and Fish, and we can make avatars, and we can provide little 4-frame animations, and then if someone wants a custom avatar, they can pay us 100 billion versus American dollars, and we can split the capitalization between you and Goat vs. Fish, and we can use it as a commission for you to make a custom avatar for someone who really wants one, and we can have a big stream avatars pack of Goat vs. Fish. That's the project that Goat vs. Fish wants to do with you. That's the project that Goat vs. Fish wants to do with you, Prism Bloom. How does that sound? It's time for Trainwreck. It's time for Trainwreck. That would be amazing, Goat vs. Fish. I'd totally be for that. I'd be happy to do that. Celebration! Celebration! Well, Prism Bloom, you can send an email to GoatVsFish@gmail.com, or you can send a friend request whisper message on Discord of Goat vs. Fish. Time for a train wreck of a song. Time for a train wreck of a song. In the shuffling fanciness of the locomotive fence, who runs the all-time fence sitter, headlong to their death, feels the piston scraping, steam breaking on their brow. Old Goatfish has the verses, and the train, it won't stop going, and no way to slow down. Oh, see the goat and fish jumping off the fence at the stations one by one. The goat and their best fish in the verses having fun, sitting on that fancy fence and dangling their knees. Goatfish has the verses, and the train, it won't stop going, and no way to slow down. Oh, of the fence sitter howling catches verses as they fall, and the all-time Goat vs. Fish is gonna ask, are you goat or fish, to them all. picks up the Goat vs. Fish Bible. It opens at page 1. It says, are you goat or are you fish? And this verses won't stop going, and no way to slow down. And no way to slow down. Let's give Sunshine a little solo time to work on this verses. So, starting on verse 3. Starting on verse 3. And a goat versus fish and a... Train wreck! It was a train wreck! It was a train wreck!
Yay.
Train wreck with 100 bits for Goat versus Fish, with 100 bits for Goat versus Fish!
Celebration!
For the fish, for the fish, for the fish, for the fish! J6 says that was a great solo. 100 for fish, 100 for fish! Oh, my verses. New giveaway. Enter to win. Prism Bloom has gifted a mug of Goat versus Fish. In the next 180 seconds, type enter, exclamation point enter in the chat of Goat versus Fish. Goat and Fish. If you're in the congregation and you are watching on Twitch, type exclamation point enter into the chat of Goat versus Fish. Right this very verses. Exclamation enter. You may say 180 seconds. That's too short a time. It used to be 60 seconds, and the maximum amount of time that Goat versus Fish was allowed to set was 180 seconds. So you have 3 minutes. Everyone enter. There's a free mug of Goat vs. Fish. Prism Bloom has gifted a mug of Goat vs. Fish. What size is the mug? We don't know. We don't know. Exclamation enter to win that free mug of Goat vs. Fish. Even AV Gas is in the verses. Exclamation enter to join the verses. This is not even a marbleization. This is just everyone who enters now gets a chance. We have AV Gas, we have Weed Pipe, we have Lucinap, we have Philip Perry, Lord Saturn, Lysergic Freak Face, Trainwreck, I Can Fix Amber Heard. New giveaway announcement. 100, a few, perhaps only a minute remains. Exclamation enter in the Twitch chat of Goat vs. Fish. Weed Pipe has entered the verses. And as long as you are here, AV Gas, are you Goat or are you Fish? As long as you've made your presence known on Goat vs. Fish. How much more time is left remaining? We don't know. It's a free mug giveaway. It's a free mug giveaway on Goat vs. Fish. Appreciation. Goat vs. Fish celebration. Sunshine, yes. Prism Bloom with a giveaway to Goat vs. Fish. What a glorious verses. Enter, exclamation, enter to enter that giveaway. Ham Mods has entered the verses. It's an exciting celebration. Who will win? Goat versus Fish. We want to know. Who's going to win the mug on the Goat versus Fish show. This is a long 3 minutes. It's the longest 3 minutes ever in verses of Goat versus Fish. Giveaway winner announcement! Lord Saturn won Prism Bloom's gift of a mug of Goat vs. Fish! Lord Saturn wins the mug. There seems to be a link you can click to redeem. A link you can click to redeem. And we suppose you're going to have to sign in with your Twitch handle, so there's verification. So don't even try to steal that mug from Lord Saturn, who wins the verses, And Prism Bloom, with the purchased merches of Goat vs. Fish, With the purchased merches of Goat vs. Fish. And so Goat vs. Fish, we're going to see now. The cart of Goat vs. Fish. No, orders from Goat vs. Fish. Order placed. Oh, there was another versus was placed on Goat vs. Fish. Another shirt was purchased on Goat vs. Fish. Just this versus. The merches are flying off the shelves. Who purchased a shirt of Goat vs. Fish? Who purchased that shirt of Goat vs. Fish? And Twitch gifts, and we see Twitch gifts. Yes, we do. Prism Bloom, who is fish. Prism Bloom, you are fish, yes. Prism Bloom the fish. Prism Bloom the fish with Verse American 28.92. It was also me. I wanted a t-shirt, lol. So 28.92 for the fish. 28.92 for the fish. 28.92 for the fish. Well, we can call it 30 for the fish. And 30 for the fish, and another 30.09, 60. We'll call it 59. 5,900 for fish. 5,900 for fish. 5,900 for fish. Another 5,900 for fish. Another 5,900 for fish. 5,900 in merch order celebration. Fish now leading in the contributions with 6,555. With 6,555. Glorious celebrations. And Lord Saturn has won the mug of Goat vs. Fish. The mighty mug of Goat vs. Fish. It's time to get to our user submissions. Sunshine, please regale them with a little bit of sunshine time while we preparation a few user submissions.
Hello. How exciting. All these giveaways. It makes me think I should get some merch with my name on it, so we can show everybody just how sunny your sunshine is. So many bright verses happening today. But fear not, things will get dark very soon. How dark? I don't know. It depends on the verses. Maybe the fish show up like they do behind me. Or maybe the goat appears out of nowhere and versus my posterior. I've decided to start taking requests on the weekends on the Sunshine time streams. I can fit Amber Heard declares verses on Sunshine. Well, I'll have you know that I don't verse fence. I simply benefit from monetization as opposed to versing when it comes to fence. Like, I do want my overnight deliveries without paying extra cash, but I will at the same time deny any versing with fence. Prism Blue with the exclusive Sunroof Sunshine emotes. Much appreciation to you.
And here we have on display the glorious mug of Goat vs. Fish that was recently won by Lord Saturn. Why, look at that mighty versus with the unification on one versus and the Goat vs. Fish on the front. This mug of Goat vs. Fish can be yours. Sunshine, you predicted dark versus, yes?
Yeah.
Caffeination! Behold the dark verses of caffeination! And behold the ordered shirt of Goat vs. Fish!
As you can see, once you predict dark verses, the dark verses appear. Speaking of false verses, I don't see Hi-Fi Protege anywhere. I think he might have chickened out of the verses and swapped to Fish at the last minute, which is the only decision that can be made on these verses in which would, in fact, redeem yourself. They say do not redeem, but I say redeem everything. Redeem all the things. Redeem all the Google Play gift cards. Otherwise, are you even living anymore? Can you press the applause button?
Clap, please.
Please clap. But never fear, because those who applaud will do so on their own accord. Yeah, I dropped my Eugen vocabulary down to a T. See?
Look, I argued for him being goat too. I might have argued for the wrong reasons.
I can't marry a fish!
Few even think to ask the question.
Which question?
It may not seem like it, but that is cause for celebration.
It is a cause for celebration, but only because I'm fish. Also, I deny that Hi-Fi Protege is goat, but he's not here to verse with, so I will verse myself. I like, there's nothing wrong with versing yourself as long as you don't do it compulsively.
It's Sunshine!
Wow Mom made the fish hat. Celebration for Wow Mom.
Celebration for Wow Mom. Celebration for Wow Mom, who made the fish hat. Who made the fish hat? Who made the fish hat? Who made the fish hat? Ah, now that Goat vs. Fish has the new store, Goat vs. Fish might be able to entice Wow Mom. We could put the fish hats on the store of Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish is getting some ponderings. Goat vs. Fish is getting some ponderings.
He keeps his grocery list behind the board in case he wants more goat cheese and fish wine. And leather for the fish daddies who will engulf Hi-Fi Protege's day-to-day life.
Goat vs. Fish. It's time to look at some user submissions of Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish has called this versus a versus of user submission because, as we say, the congregation of Goat vs. Fish is truly what builds Goat vs. Fish. It's truly what brings together the goat and fish. So Goat vs. Fish is going to show you now a few verses. Let's look at the televerses of Goat vs. Fish. Let's look at the televerses of Goat vs. Fish. Let's look at the televerses of Goat vs. Fish. So, some of you may remember Bird Brain. Do you remember Bird Brain? Sunshine? Do you Close enough. Bird Brain of the Radioactive Chicken Heads. Dead Letter 777 says, am I goat or am I fish? We want you to contemplate this. But it's not for Goat vs. Fish to say if you are goat or fish. Only you can choose for yourself. And welcome back. Are you goat or are you fish? Got a fence reason for not choosing goat or a fish now. How could we forget Bird Brain? Well, Bird Brain has a stream of their own. Twitch.tv/birdbrain_RCH. And they've been streaming, and they were playing some kind of word game. They were playing a word game, and in that word game, something interesting came up. So as part of this user submission, we're going to now play for you what happened on the Bird Brain RCH stream. It was a guessing game, and here was their inspiration.
Oh, my turn. Oh, goodness. Oh, no. Okay, I don't know what I'm going to do here. Okay.
The word is celebrate. Ooh, look at that.
Oh, wait.
Oh, what could that be? Oh, my verse is, the amazing atheist has entered the chat of Goat vs. Fish. Celebration for the amazing atheist who says, and it is a quotation, goat is fish, but fish not goat, therefore goat is better than fish. Ah, so it's not a transitive property here on Goat vs. Fish.
You guys like my Goat vs. Fish?
I do like your Goat vs. Fish, Bird Brain RCH. I do. Make some noise, Goat and Fish. Make some noise for someone mighty who's in the congregation. It's the amazing atheist. Celebration for the amazing atheist. Old school YouTuber. The amazing atheist. Frey the Chaos Wizard. Master of the Deep Fat Fried podcast. And maybe Paul or Scotty would disagree on that, but guess what? They're not here. So the amazing atheist gets all the verses. Celebration for Goat. With the amazing atheist here in the congregation of Goat vs. Fish. With the amazing atheist here in the congregation of Goat vs. Fish, your goat shall be recorded. Celebration. And speaking of user-submitted verses on Goat vs. Fish, Goat vs. Fish made a little appearance on one of the amazing atheists' videos. So why don't we have a look at that verses? Goat is fish, but fish not goat, therefore goat is better than fish. So how is it that goat is fish, but fish is not goat? And if goat is fish, then how is it goat? Always pleasant to have you in here, the amazing atheist. Always a pleasance. The amazing atheist, if you are still here, this year is Sunshine. Sunshine plays musications on Goat vs. Fish. And if Goat vs. Fish has an invitation to MC or perform at any future Deep Fat Fried meetups, we might just bring along this guitarist for some extra amazing celebrations. We might just.
Celebration.
Celebration indeed. Celebration indeed. Celebration for Weed Pipe Fish. So let's see here on Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish. Videos of Into the Fray. Let's have a look at what they have to say. They do say a lot of things. Into the Fray! 939 subscribers and 3,000 videos. Oh, my verses. The Amazing Atheist is here on Goat vs. Fish. America sucks? Wow, what a declaration. What a declaration to make in these trying times. Oh, my verses. Well, let's have a look at that. Live from the Deep Fat Fried meetup at Dingbats in Clifton, New Jersey. Let's just look at the comments. Oh, matching wits with fish at 12:07. Oh, we think we want to have a look at that.
Shooting animals and fucking matching wits with fish. There he is. Yeah!
Oh, look, it's Goat vs. Fish. And the fish comes. The fish comes who versus the goat. Fish is discarded by Goat.
I'm a goat personally. But if you like matching wits with fish and...
So there you have it. There you have Goat vs. Fish, a declaration of Goat by the Amazing Atheist. Celebration. It's like he summoned Goat vs. Fish. Oh yes, you heard it. When the way the Amazing Atheist says fish, you just know they are expecting Goat vs. Fish.
Shooting animals and fucking matching wits with fish.
Now you will notice that when Goat vs. Fish enters, you hear some rabid boos in the congregation, but they're not booing Goat vs. Fish. They're booing the fish because many in the congregation that verses were goat. And there were some fish, but when they heard that fish, they were primed and ready to verses. Take note, congregation of Goat vs. Fish. Tell everyone you know about Goat vs. Fish, and this could be the future of Goat vs. Fish. It is the present of Goat vs. Fish.
Shooting animals and fucking matching wits with fish. There he is. Yeah!
You may ask, well, where was the crown of Goat vs. Fish? Well, you see, TJ the Amazing Atheist, Frey the Chaos Wizard, Goat, is known for snatching the crown of Goat vs. Fish. So we were just protecting the crown of Goat vs. Fish.
I'm a goat personally.
Celebration for Goat. Wait, that voice sounds familiar.
Fine. He's Goat. I mean, he sucks ass. He's one of the worst ever, but he's Goat. He's fucking Goat. Okay. Stands for greatest of all time, in case you didn't know, Scotty. I know you're pretty stupid, so you didn't know that.
Goats, dude. Obnoxious, filthy fucking goats.
If you got goats and he's got red, and what if you don't want goats? Then you got to go get something. Then you got to go trade your goats for something he does want, so that you can go. It's a whole complicated process.
Celebration, appreciation for the Amazing Atheist dropping in on Goat vs. Fish. If you wish to respond to this glorious comment of Goat vs. Fish, Here we are, matching wits with fish 4 days ago. Please go ahead and leave a comment, and leave a like on this video that you can find, You can even order a DVD, But there you are, there's the link to the video. Go and subscribe to The Amazing Atheist. And enjoy the verses, and leave a comment on behalf of Goat vs. Fish. If you're a fish, defend the fish. If you're a goat, celebration the goat. If you're a goat, celebration the goat. There's a user submission. There's a user submission for Goat vs. Fish. There's a user submission for Goat vs. Fish. There's a user submission for Goat vs. Fish. And now for our next user submission of Goat vs. Fish. And now for our next user submission of Goat vs. Fish. More comments on Goat vs. Fish. More comments on Goat vs. Fish. More comments on Goat vs. Fish. Oh, and by the verses, you can also subscribe to the Deep Fat Fried podcast with Goat vs. Fish. Links to you as well. What a glorious verses. Goat vs. Fish. This is part of the power of Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish. Now, maybe you don't give a fence about TJ the Goat, Perhaps you don't. But Goat vs. Fish has been watching TJ the Goat, the Amazing Atheist, on YouTube for 9 or 10 or 12 years of Goat vs. Fish. And when we saw that goat speaking, we thought, well, perhaps YouTube, perhaps online, perhaps Twitch, perhaps that is a place where Goat vs. Fish could cover some news. Perhaps that is a place where we could spread the verses of Goat vs. Fish. After all, if anyone is willing to listen to that large blathering goat, self-described, then surely they will listen to Goat vs. Fish. And here you are in the congregation of Goat vs. Fish with much appreciation and celebration. Trainwreck says, for your daily fish facts, fish have existed for over 500 million years, long before mammals like goats evolved. Oh, is that so? Then how do you reconcile that with, in the beginning there was Goat vs. Fish, and Goat vs. Fish said that there should be goat and that there should be fish? Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish. So Goat vs. Fish. TJ has provided their own little poetry there about Goat vs. Fish. But if we look at the videos of Goat vs. Fish, we can find even some more verses. Why, in the recent YouTube video, Fence Blocks View of Statue of Liberty,
tear down this fence and bring it,
which looks something like this,
back to the public. This...
Do you be goat or a fish? Don't sit on the fence.
Fence blocking Statue of Liberty views draws ire from visitors. Could it be removed? Hey, look, Goat vs. Fish is... Look who's behind Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish is behind Goat vs. Fish. What an amazing celebration. So, what's that? So Goat vs. Fish posted this verses, and a interesting comment was left on Goat vs. Fish. So we were going to consider that comment a user submission, and we're going to read it now. Here we have Russell, Luke, and Bill, and we have seen Lucan on Goat vs. Fish. We wonder if they are one and the same. 19 hours ago, posts a poem for Goat vs. Fish called "The New Verses," based on The New Colossus by Emma Lazarus. Now that's where you have the verses reversed. Actually, The New Colossus was based on Goat vs. Fish. As in the beginning there was Goat vs. Fish, all works of art are all actually inspired by Goat vs. Fish. But apart from that verses, so let's go look at the original now. The new verses, which inspired The New Colossus by Emma Lazarus. Let's read more. And now a dramatic, poetic reading by Goat vs. Fish.
Not like the brazen goat of Greek fame, with conquering horns astride from land to land. Here at our sea-washed sunset fence shall stand a mighty fish with a torch whose flame is the imprisoned electric eel, and her name Mother of Verses. From her webbed hand glows verses wide welcome. Her mild eyes command the air-bridged harbor that twin goat and fish cities fame. Keep ancient verses your storied pomp, cries she with silent gills. Give me your goats, your fish, your huddled verses, yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuse of your teeming shore, send these, the goat and fish, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden celebration. That was Russell, Luke, and Bill, the new verses, as the inspiration of The New Colossus by Emma Lazarus. Thank you for the submission. Thank you for the submission to Goat vs. Fish. Thank you for the submission to Goat vs. Fish. And we have Bud Morgan, who says, I'm late. Bud Morgan says, I'm late. And now Goat vs. Fish will walk on water. Behold the walking on water of Goat vs. Fish. Behold the dancing on water of Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish began dancing on water. Bet that wasn't on your Easter bingo card. Water dancing. That was a fun versus. That was a fun versus. As long as the goat have versus fish, Goat versus Fish has been water dancing, says Lord Saturn. River dance! Prism Bloom says you need to lock those fish behind a paywall, not gonna lie. Well, we have pondered making an OnlyFans of Goat versus Fish. I can fix Amber Heard says shake the rump. We'll give you one pump for free. After that, you've got to pay to see. We'll give you one shake, one free shake. One free shake in 3, 2, 1. There's your free shake. 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 Following that, go dead fish. It's $1 versus American dollar, $1 versus American dollar. For every $1, for every $1, Goat and Fish, 10 seconds of rump shaking from Goat versus Fish. For every $1, 10 seconds of rump shaking. That's the deal. 10 glorious seconds of rump shaking per dollar of Goat versus Fish. Prism Bloom said lock it behind a paywall. So we did.
Do not despair. Do not despair. There will be some morning rump shaking. We'll bring back the morning rump shaking on the next verses of Goat vs. Fish. Everyone deserves some rump shaking. Everyone deserves some rump shaking. So user submitted verses on Goat vs. Fish. Let's turn to the Instagram story of Goat vs. Fish. Let's go to the Instagram story of Goat vs. Fish, where we find another user submitted verses. In the Instagram story of Goat vs. Fish. Transform. Why won't it? Why won't it Goat vs. Fish? Why won't it scale? Goat show to say open source projector. Scale. High transition. Transform. Goat vs. Fish. Just like this. So let's look now. You owe me succulent rump shaking. I sent $1. Oh, did we not get the notification? Did we not get the notification for one verse American dollar? Because Goat vs. Fish will certainly honor this verses. If you gave $1 of Goat vs. Fish. $1 of Goat vs. Fish. What did we say? One verse American dollar for 10 seconds. 10 seconds of rump shaking. Was that the verses? We think that was the verses. It doesn't send notifications for anything less than 5. Oh, so we see. Perhaps that is some setting of Goat vs. Fish. We may have to change this. Goat vs. Fish. Recent events. And we see in the recent events of Goat vs. Fish, we indeed see one verse American dollar from I Can Fix Amber Heard. So that means 10 seconds of rump shaking. Sunshine, are you ready for 10 seconds of rump shaking? From Goat vs. Fish? You can just play along. You can just play the musications. Goat vs. Fish shall set a glorious timer. Watch this. You're going to love this. You're just going to love this. Okay, Goat and Fish, when this verses reaches 10, Prism Bloom with 5 gifted verses to Goat vs. Fish. Rump shaking begins.
How much for my rump shaking? How about
a fair verses? It's a fair verses.
How about
for Goat vs. Fish? It was one verse American dollar for 10 seconds. But you say
2 verse American dollars for 10 seconds.
2 verse American dollars for 10 seconds of rump shaking. But does that mean that for 4 verse American dollars they could get 20 seconds?
Sure.
Sunshine is preparing to assume the position. The tip link has been set. The tip link has been set. But we've got one from I Can Fix Amber Heard. We've got one. And Prism Bloom with 100 bits. And 5 gifted verses. Can we get 5 big hits? Celebration.
Underscore can't fix underscore Amber Heard contribution $3.
3 versus American dollars. 3 versus American dollars. And you said 2 versus American dollars.
But he's in 3 versus American dollars. That's 10 seconds. But he's in 3, so he wants rump shaking from both of us.
It's a fair versus. 1 for 10 seconds of Goat versus Fish, and 2 for Sunshine. So let's get 4.
Wait. So how does this verse session work? So I do 20 seconds, and you do 20 seconds also?
No, you do 10 seconds, and so does Goat versus Fish, because you said 2 versus American dollars for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And then the bonus versus American dollar goes to Goat versus Fish.
Oh, okay, cool.
For 10 seconds of Goat versus Fish, because you get rump shaking from Goat versus Fish for half the verses it costs Sunshine.
Oh, yeah, that's solid. Scantily clad verses right there.
Prism Bloom says, why? Asked Prism Bloom. Oh, asking why is I Can Fix Amber Heard still on the fence. Prism Bloom with 100 bits. Prism Bloom 100 bits. Was that for 100 bits of rump shaking of Goat versus Fish? Oh, my verses. What? We've turned it into a celebration. Some would call it perverse, but Goat versus Fish says it's quite the reverse. It's a celebration. A healthy and plumptious rump is a beautiful thing on Goat versus Fish. 5 subscriptions for 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 Fish. That's 1 fish. That's 1 fish. That's 1 fish. That's a barracuda fish, and it's a hammerhead shark, and it's a hammerhead shark. And it's a clown trigger fish, and it's a clown trigger fish. It's a clown trigger fish. And it's bluefin tuna. It's bluefin tuna. Bluefin tuna, and it's the whale shark, which is actually a fish. The whale shark is not a whale. It's a fish. It's a whale shark fish. Or maybe it is a whale. That's 5 subs. That's 5 subs. But this whale is a fish. Get shacking, fellas. Get shacking, fellas. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to set. Goat versus Fish is going to set. Because Prism Bloom sent in a bonus 1 versus American dollar. Say, Sunshine, are you willing to do 20 seconds of rump shaking? After all, Prism Bloom sent another versus American dollar to Goat versus Fish for 10 more seconds of rump shaking from Goat versus Fish, and they did gift 5 gifted subs. Will you for your fellow fish add a bonus 10 seconds for all of those subscriptions?
Sure, I'll do it just for you.
Just for the celebration, yes.
For the celebration, just for Prism Bloom, just for the verses.
A collective 20 seconds of rump shaking from Goat versus Fish and Sunshine. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to show this 30-second timer. And when it goes down to 20, we know that our verses begin.
Let me give them the money's worth.
Okay. Sunshine is doing their preparation. Oh, what have I done? You guys are the best sports. We are. The Goat versus Fish is the best verses. Goat versus Fish is the best verses.
Is enough rump for everybody?
It's up to you.
Okay.
It's up to you what you want to disclose.
All right.
30 glorious seconds. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. We count down from 30. And then we get ready. And begin. That's the verses. Celebration! You got your verses worth there. Look back at the camera in our eyes. No.
No, that's an extra 100 versus American dollars.
That's an extra 100 versus American dollars. I Can Fix Amber Heard.
Wait, did the towel versus fall off while you were rump shaking? Or after? Because that's an extra 300 versus American dollars to see what's under the towel. So be careful what you wish for. Otherwise, you might end up paying hidden fees for hidden towel accessories.
Yes, you might be. Oh, I didn't pay for that. Well, you didn't stop us.
Yeah, you didn't stop the rumps from shaking in real time.
Maybe time to set up a designated rump cam, just always on the rump of Goat versus Fish. Maybe so.
We'll set up a rump cam, but Hi-Fi Protege has to be watching the rump cam the whole time, even when our rumps are not within frame. When our rumps are in frame, Hi-Fi Protege has to watch it and eat whatever foods I request he eat while he's watching our rump shake. See, Hi-Fi, this is your dream gig right there. You follow Goat versus Fish's posterior with the camera and make verses with the editing processes, but not too much, otherwise you'll take too long with it.
Weed Pipe got the best view of all. Weed Pipe got the best view of all. You guys can really roll with any verses. You have to on the living streams of Goat versus Fish. On the living streams, on all the living streams, you just have to roll with the verses. We take inspiration from the congregation. And appreciation, Prism Bloom, again, for that 5 gifted subs. That means the verses to Goat versus Fish. That just means the verses to Goat versus Fish. So here we are. Let's look at the Instagram story of Goat versus Fish. Oh look, it's a user submission from Psycho Grandma 6. It's a user submission from Psycho Grandma 6, who left this comment on a previous live stream of Goat versus Fish, who says, I prayed to God for answers, and above the roof shakes, the rump shakes. A hole broke through, the clouds above departed, and a light beam shines through with a thunderous voice, and it said, Goat versus Fish! Stankfinger, welcome back to Goat vs. Fish. Stankfinger from Willytown Fest. Stankfinger, are you goat or are you fish? Welcome back to the verses. They need our emotes. They do need our emotes. It's time. The emotes of Goat vs. Fish hasn't been updated in a million verses. So Prism Bloom, we're going to do this together. Stankfinger goes goat. Stankfinger goes goat. Let's see some of that stank finger, Sunshine. Give us that stanky finger. Wait, is that a pick? Is that a pick? No, we want that stanky finger.
Yeah, but other hand is fingers.
Okay. Oh, we think we can tell which one's the stanky one. Love for the bro of Goat versus Fish. Appreciation for your love, Stankfinger. Appreciation for your love. Your love is requited on Goat versus Fish. The Dead Skeleton Show. Welcome back to Goat versus Fish, the celebration for Stankfinger. Everyone's joining the congregation. I Can Fix Amber Heard wants to open a negotiation. So if I become VIP, I want to negotiate. If I donate yet another 100 as a sponsor of the previous VIPs. Well, you already sponsor the previous VIPs, but let's see if it makes sense if we keep reading it. If I donate yet another 100 as a sponsor of previous VIPs and the amount of donations these past few months, so you're trying to get bonus verses for your already contributions. I want to propose for my VIP time goes for the usual amount of time VIPs get, but for one versus one motivation, I want to see my face on the green screen. So now the negotiation is 100 versus American dollars. And for one versus, I Can Fix Amber Heard gets their face on the green screen here on Goat versus Fish. We ponder this.
For $100 versus American dollars.
For $100 versus American dollars, I can fix Amber Heard. Goat versus Fish will say this. For $100 versus American dollars. 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 I can fix Amber Heard. You will not get a glorious VIP treatment like this. But for $100 versus American dollars, your face on Goat versus Fish, your face on Goat versus Fish. It's something to ponder. It's something to ponder. It's something to ponder.
What's the face doing on the screen?
What's the face doing on the screen?
Let's be doing something.
Yes.
That we can Photoshop.
We don't even know what face you're going to send to Goat versus Fish. Perhaps you're going to send a face that has some kind of secret message written on it that Goat versus Fish doesn't want to show.
I mean, we can also like Photoshop it in a situation that maybe a compromising position.
You said 1,000 for a week, and I figured this may be good mid-ground.
100 is good mid-ground for 1,000.
VIP is donor-based. Stankfinger, if you contribution $100 versus American dollars to Goat versus Fish, a picture of you, clearly this is a picture of Weed Pipe the Fish, a picture of you is placed here in the VIP chair in the studio of Goat versus Fish. So that VIP could be you. 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 I thought we were friends. Oh. You thought we were friends? Well, you can be a friend to Goat versus Fish. But if you want to be a VIP in the VIP chair of Goat versus Fish, it's 100 versus American dollars for this glorious crafting of Goat versus Fish. You thought we were friends, and we think it's true. The stick is driving you mad with its power. When we say VIP, Stankfinger, we are not truly just referring to the VIP in the Twitch chat of Goat versus Fish. We're referring to you being here in the studio of Goat versus Fish, in the glorious VIP chair of Goat versus Fish. It's a completely different versus. Twitch is but an icon. This is the VIP chair of Goat versus Fish. Not offense at all. I'm way cooler than John, by the way, says Stankfinger. Oh, it's Goat on Goat. Well, I can fix Amber Heard. Your negotiations do interest Goat versus Fish. But whatever happened? Can we get some bittersweet lamentations? Sunshine? We need a little 10% more sweet. Whatever happened? Whatever happened to those glorious old verses? Whatever happened to those glorious old verses? When Goat and Fish, for the love of Goat versus Fish, for the love of the congregation of Goat versus Fish, simply donated freely to Goat versus Fish. With only the expectation that we give you more Goat versus Fish. Now every versus is a negotiation with Goat versus Fish. Why, I can fix Amber Heard. You could make a contribution. To Goat versus Fish. And then we could have a conversation after that versus. But now you derive your sick power by dangling stonks in front of Goat versus Fish. Now there's a versus for negotiation. It's true. And Goat versus Fish may once again negotiation with you. But Goat versus Fish, for now, tires of these negotiations. Goat versus Fish is simply open. Open towards receiving your donation to Goat versus Fish. And after that, we'll just have to see what happens.
500 was American dollars for your face on the screen.
Sounds like Sunshine's all for it. You're all for it, Sunshine?
That was suggested verses, but I defer to you for the bottom line.
For the bottom line, to Goat versus Fish?
Yes.
So you want money up front, then negotiation? We just want you to recognition that Goat vs. Fish is here to give you the verses of Goat vs. Fish here in the congregation. And that you may give freely whenever you wish to Goat vs. Fish. What Goat vs. Fish knows this. The negotiation with Goat vs. Fish is part of the entertainment of Goat vs. Fish. But sometimes the negotiation, Goat vs. Fish, we have to stick to our verses. The Honorable Goat vs. Fish. So Goat vs. Fish continues. Oh, the Fence Factory. We saw that. We can skip that. Goat vs. Fish at the Ding Dong Show. Oh, yes. So here's the verses of Goat vs. Fish on Billy Myers III at the Comedy Store Los Angeles.
Some of these, by the way, some of y'all have had some really fucked up Valentine's. What?
So there was Goat vs. Fish. Just extra background Goat vs. Fish. Background Goat vs. Fish. Celebration. Celebration for background Goat vs. Fish.
Some of y'all have had some really fucked up Valentine's.
Celebration, but the real user submission is this one here. So there is a metal meme. There's a metal meme that's out there that looks like this. And the metal meme goes like this. Poser and true. Because in the metal community, yes, it is very accepting, many acceptance of all kinds of different goat and fish. And even the fence sitters who are the refuse and outcasts of society. But there are still those who pose. So it is said. And in comparison to this goat, in comparison to this four-horned goat, it is quite clear that the one on the left is a mere poser. But Maniac Satanic Fook says that this poser is a poser because they are a fish. And that the true versus is goat, and that the true versus is goat indeed. Quotation. God, look at that poser on the left. God, he is even worse than a fish, and fish are the worst. Goat supremacy, 111. You know goat, you know metal. You may as well be dumb and stupid fish. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And they put a fish on the head of the poser, and it versus the goat, and it versus the goat. We repeat. Goat supremacy. You know goat, you know metal, you may as well be dumb, stupid fish. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Hey. Oh, I was supposed to repeat it?
Well, you're supposed to. What is your reply, fish? You have been accused of being a poser who is not metal, and you're a poser, dumb, stupid fish. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Yeah, I don't really listen to metal, so if I were to pretend that I was listening to metal, I would probably play this. On repeat and be like, yeah, I'm all about metal. But really, I'm all about Belgian chocolates and the occasional Crimson Desert and waiting for GTA 6.
And what does that sound like? Can't be a poser if you ain't posing. You can't be a poser if you ain't posing. So thank you for this information. Maniac Satanic Fook, thank you for this information. Thank you for this information.
Yeah,
for this
poser.
information. Bud Morgan says, can goats cover the check? Maybe. Bud Morgan is in the congregation. Another fence sitter, another fence sitter.
Ooh, Slovakian chocolate. I've not tried that yet. Do you have any recommendations that I can acquire in LA without paying hefty import fence fees?
Well, remember, you can send mail. You can send mail. You can send mail to GoatVsFish at the following address. At the following address listed in the congregation, you can send mail gifts to GoatVsFish. So if you want to send some Slovakian chocolate, then GoatVsFish and Sunshine. We'll try it live. We'll try it live on stream. GoatVsFish prefers a dark chocolate. So that is the preference of GoatVsFish. Except booze? Well, we're not going to stop you. We're not going to stop you from sending booze to GoatVsFish.
Milka. Is it Mika or Milka?
Mail gifts, says BBDH187. Mail gifts indeed. Mail gifts indeed. Yes, get close on that mic.
Milka.
BBH187 the fish. So you'd need your real name as well? No, you can mail it to GoatVsFish. GoatVsFish is the real name of GoatVsFish. Do you really think that GoatVsFish would set up a private mailbox for GoatVsFish if you couldn't mail it to GoatVsFish? Oh, my verses. Reventulous. GoatVsFish is a registered trademark of the U.S. federal versus American government. You can mail it to GoatVsFish. It will be received by GoatVsFish. Oh, fence sitters. Hey, all jokes aside, no more jokes! No more jokes! We're putting the jokes aside now! Please don't ship anyone booze directly. It's a felony if you get caught. Order it from Distro and have it shipped that way. This has been information provided to you by Lord Saturn. Goat and Vish, we have been going for 2 hours and 22 minutes. We're going to do one final verses of user submission because, after all, we did ask you to submit verses to the user submission Discord of GoatVsFish. So, here we have Lord Saturn, we believe. Is this Lord Saturn? Why is it being fancy to GoatVsFish? It just says L to GoatVsFish. Maybe it's Lord Saturn, who has submitted Wikipedia articles to GoatVsFish. No, wait, no, that's Lord Saturn. This is... Who the fence is this? It just says L ... A fine we have a suspicion about who that might be. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Here we can see that in the user submission section, Fish Church. Well, let's have a look at this user submission for Fish Church.
Did we just skip over the Lord Saturn submission?
Well, we listened to it last verses.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but of course we can take another little quick peek. Coming to a live streaming service near you.
These are divisive times, yes.
Celebration.
And oh yes, it will become part of the musical lore of GoatVsFish. Let's go. You added more bass to it. Well, then let's...
We are pitted against one another.
Let's do both of these verses. We'll listen to it as we talk about the Fish Church. The First Presbyterian Church. Fish Church. Fish Church. Fish Church. Fish Church. The First Presbyterian Church of Stamford is a church in Stamford, Connecticut, designed by architect Wallace K. Harrison, nicknamed the Fish Church for its unusual shape, The interior of the church contains a shimmering stained glass, 60-foot tall, 18 meters nave. It's a unique example of modernist architecture and an architectural landmark. Oh yes, its 260-foot tall McGuire Memorial Tower holds a 56 bell carillon. The building was designated a National Historic Landmark for its architecture in 2021. And the church is an active congregation of the Presbyterian Church of USA, which is not a sponsor of GoatVsFish. Designed by Wallace K. Harrison, the new sanctuary was dedicated in March 1959. Its shape has been likened to that of a fish, a symbol used in early Christianity. The fish shape is apparent both in the profile and in the floor plan of the structure. Enhancing the unique shape of the church are the enormous stained glass windows in the sanctuary, which contain more than 20,000 pieces of faceted glass. These windows depict the story of the crucifixion on the right side and the resurrection on the left, and the celebration for the fish and the celebration fish, and a 32-foot high cross faced with wood from the Canterbury Cathedral dominates the chancel. Dominates the chancel. Dominates the chancel. Dominates the chancel. Here is a picture of the interior stained glasses versus of the fish church. Gaze upon it now. Gaze upon the interior of the fish church. You've been swallowed by fish, swallowed by fish. Hello, Goat and Fish, and welcome to the Fish Church in celebration for BBDH 187 with the 15th consecutive watch stream to GoatVsFish. BBDH 187 says Discord fence. GoatVsFish dropping verses and bars. Yes, GoatVsFish. We're dropping those bars. The bars on which the fence sitter sits. We're dropping those bars. We're dropping those bars. GoatVsFish. GoatVsFish. But we want to see the outside of the fish church. So is this the fish church? Is that they say this looks like a fish?
I'm looking for fish. I don't see any.
We're trying to see the fish.
What is this false advertising versus? I was promised a fish church. All I have is a church.
Now, we could see how from the interior that could be like you're inside a fish. We could see that versus. So GoatVsFish should clearly visit the First Presbyterian Fish Church. We're going to look on the interwebiverse and see if we can find Fish Church, Connecticut. Images. Here we have some verses. Behold the exterior of the fish church. Now that we can see the fish. How about that fish? That's some fish. That's some fish action right there.
Where's the eyes? I don't see any fish eyes.
Well, it's swimming away from you.
Oh, okay. Come back, fish.
It's swimming away from you, and here's a goat's eye view of the fish. That's a big tail. That's a big-tailed fish. It's a very big-tailed fish. Here we can see the side scales. We can see the side scales of the fish church. Side scales of the fish church. More verses of the fish church construction. Building the fish. Also, I found out if you give him $1, he will shake his rump for 10 seconds. This is true. That offers still verses for the remainder of this stream. Lord Saturn with the gifted verses to GoatVsFish celebration. Lord Saturn with the gifted verses for Goat. Lord Saturn with the gifted verses for Goat. Space Riff. Lord Saturn with the gifted verses for goat. Lord Saturn with the gifted verses for goat. Space is fake. Space is fake. Space is fake in the verses of Sunshine. Space is fake sucks. Space is fake did a marble race, won a marble race on Goat versus Fish. And then we said, hey, why don't you follow Goat versus Fish? And they said no, and then said, I banned you, ha ha ha, and then was never heard from again. That's not the kind of verses we like to have in the congregation of Goat versus Fish. That's not the kind of verses we like to have in Goat versus Fish.
Are we having a field trip?
Well, imagine this. Imagine Goat versus Fish. Imagine...
You need permission slips from your goat and fish.
Imagine YouTuber Goat versus Fish traveling around and saying, here we are at the Fish Church, and we're doing like a whole YouTube style versus going around versus America. Oh, here's the Fish Church, and we record like a big video about it, and it's all about the history of the Fish Church, but it also includes how the Fish Church is versing the goat. And then we find the Goat Church somewhere else, and we compare and contrast them, and it's like, wow, what an interesting and informative YouTube video that's also Goat versus Fish.
And they have to send us permission slips, and we sign them and give them permission to come on the trip.
Well, Goat versus Fish, we can make our own permission slip, and then we can just sign it for ourselves.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we think that's versible. Permission. Okay, but for reals, the morning congregation at the Fish Church would go so hard. Oh, it would. Goat and Fish, please send 10 million versus American dollars to Goat versus Fish. If we receive 10 million versus American dollars donated directly to Goat versus Fish, we will attempt to use it in order to buy the First Presbyterian Fish Church if they would sell it to Goat versus Fish. We will open our negotiations at 10 million versus American dollars. They might accept it, they might reject Goat versus Fish. Who is to say? Who's to say? Crowdfund a bus and go on a field trip like once a year. It sounds great to Goat versus Fish. 50 versus American dollars, as I can mix them heard. 50 versus American dollars for what? For buying the Fish Church? Oh, if they would sell us the Fish Church for 50 versus American dollars, we would do it gladly. Now, there have been some other user submissions to Goat versus Fish, but this has been a versus of the morning motivations of Goat versus Fish. It's time to count the verses. If we go on YouTube, can the fish read my palms, says Bud Morgan. Well, we have done palm reading with fish. We have definitely done palm reading with fish. We have had a miracle fish. Goat is winning. Goat is winning the YouTube stream of Goat versus Fish. Goat is winning the poll of the YouTube stream of Goat versus Fish. Goat has won the poll. That's a versus for Goat. That's a versus for Goat. That's a versus for Goat. As we continue to count the verses, we've got 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9 Goat in the verses, and 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s, 11s, 12s, 13s, 14s, 15s, 16s, 17 fish in the verses, and 2 fence sitters. That's a versus for fish. That's a versus for fish. It's a versus for fish, celebration for fish. In the verses of subscriptions, we have 1 for Goat. We have 1 for Goat. Celebration for Goat. Celebration for Goat. And we have 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5 for fish. 5 for fish. That's a versus for fish. That's a versus for fish. You're starting to understand the counting of Goat versus Fish by now, aren't you? It makes perfect verses. And in the verses of bits, tips, and donations, and merch purchases, and sound alerts, and all of those verses, we have 6,655 for fish and 2,500 for Goat. That's a versus for Goat. That's a versus for Goat. And Fitzcraft comes in with the celebration for fish. Fitzcraft comes in with the celebration for fish. Fitzcraft comes in with the celebration for fish. Fish are rigging this election. Fish are rigging this election. A fence sitter like you just looks at this verses and say it's being rigged by Fish. It's being earned by Fish. It's being earned by Fish. The fence sitter accuses Fish of rigging the verses.
Show me the money.
You heard it. You heard it.
Because you need money to rig your stuff these days.
It's true. It's
you
true.
don't rig stuff for free anymore.
You can't rig stuff for free anymore. You can't rig stuff for free anymore. It wasn't me this time. No, it was Bud Morgan. It was Bud Morgan. You're not the only fence sitter in the verses. I can fix Amber Heard. You're not the only fence sitter in the verses. Remember when I Can Fix Amber Heard was going on a whole kick about wanting to be the leader of the Goat and Fish, and then none of the Goat and Fish took them up on it, and then they just totally abandoned their quest for leadership when they realized it would be actual work?
Yeah, now he wants to put his face in the green screen.
Yeah.
And he won't even shove out the 500 verse American dollars required to do so. Unless that hasn't been agreed upon. And it's, in fact, 800 verse American dollars.
800 for a week of Goat versus Fish?
I mean, that's why I'm going back and forth with you, but mostly myself.
Mostly yourself. So now you're saying Goat versus Fish, it's for a week, Goat versus Fish can't go any lower than $999.
That's fair versus.
$999, a one versus American dollar discount. A one versus American dollar discount.
I was trying to negotiate a good deal for you, Amber Heard. I'm sorry. Maybe you should try choosing a side.
You see, the fence sitter, they like fencing around. They like fencing around with Goat versus Fish, like But Goat versus Fish, Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish isn't here to fence around any longer. The verses is the verses. The verses is the verses. You're not talking down Goat versus Fish. You're not talking around Goat versus Fish. You can accept the verses of Goat versus Fish. You may reject the verses of Goat versus Fish.
We can put sponsors up here. If it's sponsored by Big Fence, we can put a big Amber Heard over here.
Once upon a verses, we did have a verses where the top donator got to have a message that they scrolled across the screen.
Oh.
We had done that in the past. Bud Morgan says, "Can I get a fish with horns? A fence sitter like you?"
Oh, he's fish now.
Bud Morgan is fish now?
Yeah, because he was a fish with horns.
Oh, a fish with horns.
Yeah, so therefore he is a fish.
Are you a fish, Bud Morgan? Are you a fish? Because a fish can have horns. Some goats don't have horns. A fish can have horns. John Smith goes goat. John Smith goes goat. Well, that's okay. I can fix Amber Heard. That's great for you. That's great for you. That's just great for you. That's just great for you. You can just negotiate with yourself. I can fix Amber Heard. You can just sit on the fence and you can just... You can just sit on the fence and you can just negotiate with yourself all versus, I'd give myself 100 versus American dollars and to put my face on a screen and I'll get the VIP too, and no, I'll do it for 800 versus American dollars, Goat versus Fish. You can just negotiate yourself on the fence all you wish. It would be so much fun. It would be so much fun.
The green screen is a big ask because you're competing with this backdrop over here. You're competing with space, which happens to be fake. Like, you're competing with space over here.
It's a lot of space.
Yeah, and, to have Amber Heard's face on it, that's quite the...
It's quite the verses.
That's quite the commitment, and it's
quite
the ask, hence the hefty, lofty fee.
Bud Morgan says the fence is where it is at, but is it goat or is it fish? So Goat and Fish, this is the verses now. This is the verses now. We have 3 verses for Fish. We have 1 verses for Goat. It looks like Fish is going to take the verses. It looks like Fish is going to take the verses. It has been a glorious 2-hour and 49-minute stream of Goat versus Fish, but you have been very, 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 very generous to Goat versus Fish. And we appreciate so much the congregation of Goat versus Fish. And Sunshine and Goat versus Fish have even been making a conversation. that maybe one of these verses, Secret Friday stream of Goat vs. Fish. When's it going to happen? It's a secret. It's a secret. Well, it's going to happen on Friday, but which Friday?
Yeah, he's just messing with you.
Is it messing from Goat vs. Fish?
Yeah.
Well, here's the verses. I can fix Amber Heard. Let us explain it to you in the way of Goat vs. Fish. So you negotiation with Goat vs. Fish, you negotiation with Goat vs. Fish, and you want this and you want this, and Goat vs. Fish does the negotiation with you. Goat vs. Fish honors the negotiation. It is a transaction with Goat vs. Fish, and the transaction is completion with Goat vs. Fish, and we say appreciation from Goat vs. Fish. But then, now you say, but I have given so much from Goat vs. Fish. I want extra special treatment. I want extra special privilege from Goat vs. Fish because I've given so much to Goat vs. Fish. Your special treatment and privilege was given to you when we initially negotiated the initial conditions of Goat vs. Fish. You say, Goat vs. Fish, I don't want to give you the Versmerican dollars and then negotiation, but you are doing the reverse to Goat vs. Fish. We have already had the negotiation, and now you are demanding more from Goat vs. Fish. You have the appreciation of Goat vs. Fish. You have the appreciation of Goat vs. Fish. We have honored the verses. We have honored the verses, and we appreciate you being here in the congregation of Goat vs. Fish. But if you keep asking more and more and more and more and more from Goat vs. Fish, I have given you so much, Goat vs. Fish. I want more appreciation. I want more appreciation, Goat vs. Fish. You have our appreciation from Goat vs. Fish. We honor the verses. We honor the verses from Goat vs. Fish. But if now you want extra special treatment from Goat vs. Fish beyond the treatment you already received from Goat vs. Fish, I can fix Amber Heard. You ask too much of Goat vs. Fish. And with that, Goat vs. Fish. We'll count down from Goat vs. Fish. Fish have 3 verses. If Goat want to steal a verses from Goat vs. Fish, from the Fish, they can with 5 gifted subs or with Goat vs. Fish, or with 4,156 bits, 4,156 bits, or much less expensively, 5 gifted subs for Goat, can take a verses from the Fish and make it an even verses. But the verses of Goat vs. Fish, this morning motivational of Goat vs. Fish, will end at the count of Goat vs. Fish. G O A T V S F I S H. Goat vs. Fish! The fish do triumph, the fish do triumph, and Burn Fish comes in with the fish, and Burn Fish comes in with the fish. Burn Fish comes in with the fish. All hail the fish! All hail the fish! All hail the fish! All hail the fish! The goat had a streak of 1, but now it's taken over by Fish. Fish back on top. The fish back on top. The fish, the fish, the fish do triumph. The fish do triumph over the goat. The fish, the fish, the fish do triumph. The fish do triumph over the goat. The goat put up a mighty fine verses, but the fish do triumph over the goat. The fish, the fish, the fish do triumph. The fish do triumph over the goat. fish. Goat versus 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 fish. Celebration, celebration for the congregation of Goat versus Fish and celebration for fish.
Celebration.
This has been your morning motivation of Goat versus Fish. Tune in Wednesday versus for another celebration. And on Thursday versus, Michelle Malizaki returns to Goat versus Fish for more nap time. This versus of Goat vs. Fish, this Yagitai Sakana, this versus of Goat vs. Fish was brought to you by our patrons of Goat vs. Fish, for which we show much appreciation.
Fish.
Ben Birdperson, The Quaxinator, Jimmy Wrench, Mama Joe Vrama Joe, Standard Average, Tuggerugger, Hogrim, Eldergrown, Uber Kitten, Pet Eastador, Eventually Gold, Prism Bloom, Lord Saturn, Psychic Buckeye 12, and Drew. The Elite Humble Congregation, which includes Lord Saturn, Karmic, Prue Lawrence, Atrolite, Sourdough, Watt 9807, That One Book Guy, Napoleon Doom, and with much appreciation to our Unification Congregation, I Can Fix Amber Heard. Goat vs. Fish is made versatile by contributions by Goat and Fish like you. Consider joining and becoming a free member of patreon.com/GoatVsFish, or make a contribution of $5, $10, or $20 versus American dollars a month, and we will send you a 1-ounce sticker package of Goat vs. Fish. Goat versus Fish versus Goat versus Fish. Owl Jim says, any road trips in the future? Any road trips in the future? Yes. In the future, there will be road trips of Goat versus Fish. There will be road trips of Goat versus Fish. Of this we can assure you. Congratulations to Fish. Congratulations to Fish. Sunshine, do you have any final verses?
Verse bless Fish, because Fish is the verses. And that's where the verses be, regardless of Goat involvement in the matter. So I would say verse and verse, but only if you are Fish. If you're Goat, step back and accept the verses like you did today. Defeat is a natural path for growth. And if you're Goat, you should expect more losses. That's why Hi-Fi Protege switched to Fish. Even though he's really Goat.
That's the verses for Fish. That's the verses for Fish. John Smith Goat, Lord Saturn, Prism Bloom, DJ Pasty, appreciation for all the gifts, the contributions, the mugs, the merch of Goat vs. Fish. And appreciation for the negotiation, I Can Fix Amber Heard. Appreciation for the negotiation with Goat vs. Fish. Lysergic Freak Fish, appreciation for your moderation. Can we get some appreciation for Lysergic Freak Dick? For the moderation of Goat vs. Fish. Appreciation for your moderation. Appreciation for your moderation.
Fish.
Appreciation for your moderation. DJ Pasty says, exclamation merch. Oh yes, you can get the merch of Goat vs. Fish. You can get the merch of Goat vs. Fish. You can get the merch of Goat vs. Fish. As you can see, towels of Goat vs. Fish and shirts of Goat vs. Fish and mugs of Goat vs. Fish. They're all versatile. They're all versatile on the new Goat vs. Fish store, and there will be new items. There'll be new items coming up on the Goat vs. Fish store. 25 versus American dollars for a shirt. Why, that's a bargain. That's a bargain. The Goat vs. Fish beanie. The Goat vs. Fish beanie. Very fantastic verses. Stitched beanie of Goat vs. Fish. Look at this. Oh, beautiful, beautiful celebration. Beautiful beanie celebration. And the socks of Goat vs. Fish. With fish on one side and goat on the other. So you know which one is lost. What fun verses. Goat vs. Fish also wishes... Finally, we know you're curious about the Goat vs. Fish monetization YouTube quest. And so we want to show you just how close we are. As you know, we need 3,000 watch hours. And Goat vs. Fish currently has 2,690 out of 3,000 watch hours. 2,690. And every Goat vs. Fish morning motivational, we get a little closer. So please consider watching some videos of Goat vs. Fish after the live stream has ended to continue the ever-increasing watch hours of Goat vs. Fish. And we'll try to give you some more live streams, walking around live streams when we can. But that's Goat vs. Fish. That's Goat vs. Fish with much appreciation. We'll see you on the next verses of Morning Motivationals with Goat vs. Fish. And it was written, and it was written. And it was written.